Hi everybody, good afternoon. This is MysticRose12120. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for all the likes, subscribes, people following me, and comments made. I really appreciate the support. Okay, so this reading is going to be moving forward from challenges for water signs. All right. The viewers had a karmic lover that came against you. A karmic lover is a romantic connection that is toxic. Connection that is generally chaotic and makes your life worse as a result of having them in your life. Things fell apart, you may have lost money, or your health may have declined, or all of that. They may be in poverty or gang affiliated in some way. Okay, they may claim to be in poverty to scam people out of money and resources. You may have felt you were moving towards poverty or losing resources as a result of dealing with this person. Okay, this karmic lover may be involved with witches or warlocks of some kind who campaign against you. It doesn't have to be an actual group of witches. It could just be a group of people who view themselves as mystical, even if they are not. And they are like just meaning you harm, sending bad intentions, or doing something to try to undermine you or sabotage your life in some way. Maybe try to ruin good opportunities for you. It could just be that. And it says behind the scenes. So it's people doing this secretly. This person may have robbed you in some way. It could mean pickpocketing you, a copyright infringement, purse snatching, or property theft. I'm not sure what intellectual theft is. It may mean something to the viewers, but they stole something from you in some way. Okay, you may have had an accident recently and experienced some kind of bodily harm. Okay, so the next card is Tarot Cards Guidance. Okay. All right, I have to read this one, so give me a second. Okay, so the Witch's Wisdom section. It says, you've been so distracted lately that important messages are passing you by. You've called upon guidance and have not stopped to notice or hear the answers that are coming in so many forms. Be still, breathe, and relax as guidance coaxes you to use your magic wand to light up the dark chambers within and reveal your natural wisdom. You have all that you need as Tara takes up its sword and offers you its cup of life to quench your deep thirst for answers. As you drink of its sweet nectar, you will find all the advice and knowledge you need for personal growth required to carry on. Your newly found insight will expand along with the age-old wisdom of tarot and guidance to illuminate the way. Follow and trust the messages that are revealed, for they will point you in the right direction with the pentacle to protect you. Okay, the middle section is Witch's Foresight. Tarot reveals the answers you are seeking. Don't be too proud to ask for help. The signs are all around you. Look for them. Learn and study the tarot. You have a natural talent for reading tarot and delivering messages. So this is for whoever's listening. Trust in your psychic abilities. You already know the answer. Okay, the bottom section says Tarot Cards Revealed. The history of the tarot probably goes back to Egypt. Since many divination tools were banned or destroyed from 70 AD onwards, history does not record these tools. Between 1420 and 1440, tarot emerged in the Italian courts and spread throughout the lands, often used as playing cards. Okay, so today there are many forms of tarot used for divination. Okay, so some of this language is, a little extra, but basically it's saying pay attention to your intuition. Like if you've been getting messages or hints to do this or do that or contact this person or investigate this, doesn't mean you have to listen to it right away, but just maybe like keep a notebook, write down the ideas you get. And then just think, like, would that be a good idea? Do you think that might benefit me? Or if you don't understand it, research it or talk to someone who is in that field, or whatever inkling you get. But it says, don't be so busy that you can't even acknowledge, like you can't pay attention that you're getting feelings about certain things. Okay. Yeah, it says follow and trust the messages that are revealed. I mean, and honestly, if you're on this channel, you're probably interested in tarot some way. It doesn't mean you have to go out and do it. But just like what I would do is, if, you know, just get a notebook. If like these random ideas come into your head, just write it down, write down the date. And then when you have free time, just say like, okay, would this be a good idea? Or maybe I could look into this. I wouldn't jump on ideas when you first get them, but just say like, how could this benefit me? Or, you know, why would I be getting this message? Okay, and that's it. Yeah, so they're saying that you're getting messages from the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, but you're too busy to pay attention. So, and you've asked for help, and they're trying to give it to you, and you just have to slow down enough. Like when I'm too busy and jumping from this to that, and I have all these things to do on my list, like you can't really pay attention to any kind of like intuitive nudges. You can't, because you're just too distracted. Okay, so the next card. All right, you know what? Somehow I wrote this. All right. All right, just give me a second. Okay. Yeah, some of these cards are out of order. All right, it doesn't matter. Okay, the next card is the Reaper card. Okay, the Reaper card says you need to let go of something holding you back in order to manifest something new. Yeah, obviously. That's why, you know, you got involved with the karmic lover. It's probably the karmic person. All right, the next card, relationships. Okay, it says relationships are just mirror images of your own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Beware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. And don't we all love soul growth? Because it's so much fun. And frankly, so fucking annoying. But the thing is, I'm going to say this again. I've said this in the other readings, and I found it true in my own life. It's not that you attract necessarily crazy people or crazy situations or bad this, bad that. You bring in situations to actually help you and teach you. And I know that's so annoying. Let's all say it together. It's so annoying. It is. But the thing is, like, I don't want to bash anybody, but the person who I got involved with, and it was a disaster. It taught me certain characteristics about people to pay attention, and I never got involved with that type of person again, ever. And this was like 25 years ago. So the point is, like, if you knew better, you wouldn't have jumped into that situation. And once you learn, okay, when people act this way, or people act that way, or people speak this way, or people do this, in a people situation, it teaches you, okay, when I see those things, I need to back away. Not go, oh, I can fix this person. Oh, no, because you're not going to fix anyone. That's the fact, okay? So my point is, like, we get into situations to give us information so that moving forward, we can make better situations that are best for us and benefit us in all ways, okay? So I hope that was helpful. All right, the next card is self-love. Okay, it says, now is the time to love, nurture, and heal yourself. Self-love is not simply a state of mind about feeling good. It's a state of appreciation for yourself that grows and matures from actions you take to support your mind, body, and soul. Okay, this is another thing people think is fruity. Oh, self-love. I don't want to say how gay, but how fruity, okay? The more you just take care of yourself, attend to your own needs the best you can. Yeah, you could get help, you could get support. But the more you try to do that without like relationships or certain friendships or even family relationships, the better you're going to feel about yourself, the happier you're going to be. And because you're coming from a place of not being so needy, because you're not desperate for attention, you're not desperate for approval or validation, or, oh, you need people to think you're hot or whatever it is, right? You need people's validation. You can make better choices. Like there was a saying I read in a book years ago. It was a hungry shopper makes poor choices. So think about it. If you go into a supermarket and you're starving, you're going to take whatever's on the shelf because you're just starving. But if you go into a supermarket and you feel pretty good, you're not starving, you feel pretty, you could take your time to like research, okay, is this healthy for me? What are the nutrients, the ingredients? The same thing goes for picking, well, since we're talking about karmic love, is picking romantic partners. If you feel pretty good, you're kind of happy with your life. It may not be perfect or you want to make certain changes, but you're not desperate, you're not dying. Or maybe like you get involved with people, like when I was younger, I would get involved with people, frankly, for financial gain, and I did. So it's like when you're able to take care of yourself, financial, health-wise, whatever, you can pick better friendships, better social groups. You just feel generally better about life. So if someone comes in who's like toxic or problematic, you're going to be like, ugh, like I don't need that person messing up my good situation. Okay, so that's the point of self-love. All right, next card, breathe. Okay, it says, the breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the new universe. Okay, so I feel like this, okay, so like I'm hearing slow down. So whoever it is, yeah, if you've been so distracted you can't listen to the messages, like the intuitive nudges you're getting, it's just saying try to slow down, breathe. Everything will get done. Like this is where God's will comes in. And I know that's another annoying thing to hear. Basically, everything is God's will, in my opinion, because things have happened that I really didn't want to happen. And things happened that I never expected, good things too. So my point is like, breathe, take your time. Yeah, of course you have deadlines, you have to meet those. But if you could just take a breath, try to slow down so you could feel your feelings, feel your body, like that, you'll feel better. Because also being in a constant state of adrenaline is not good for your body. Like I know people who, this woman years ago told me that she overworked all the time and she ended up with like autoimmune deficiency syndrome. I think that's what it's called. And she said it was from constantly overworking, constantly her body's on adrenaline. Cortisol is, it's not good. Those hormones are for like fight or flight responses. You're not supposed to be in a perpetual state of like hyperactive. It's not good for your body. Those hormones are to give your body the energy to move if you're in like, you know, I don't want to go on now, but you get the point. All right, so witch's rosary. Craft your skills with intentions repeated. A practice of magic powered by purpose. Okay. So whatever your skills are, everybody has different talents. Okay, I'm just checking something. Yeah, everybody has different talents and skills. So just see what yours are, you know what I mean? And then start to slowly work on them. And like for me, I found when I start to move towards like what I'm interested in, whatever that is, sports, music, whatever, then if it's meant for you to go in that direction, you'll, like one time I was looking for a walking group and then like on the computer out of the blue, oh, this group is in your neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. And then someone contacted me and they're like, oh, why don't you come, you know, and that just came out of the blue. Yeah, I was looking for it, but I'm just saying like things like that start to happen. Okay, so the next card, the Emperor. All right, so the viewers are the Emperor, okay? The Emperor is like someone who's stable, a leader, usually traditional, has values, morals, you know, the leader of a community or a family. It says stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation. Yeah, ambitious plans. So whatever that is for the viewer. You know, sometimes the meanings of the cards are individual for each person. All right, autumn equinox. Okay, let me show this card. Yeah, I really like the artwork on some of these cards. It's beautiful. The number 3 might be significant. Okay, it says nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. Okay, so this is talking about acceptance, probably in this situation. Okay, I feel like this card means that in order to heal and move forward, in order to make wiser choices, yeah, I said that before, in the future, the viewers need to accept what happened and accept your mistakes. We all make mistakes. The point is to learn from them. But also look at our part in it. How do we view ourselves at the time? What fears did you have when you first met this karmic? Accept where you were at the time, but be able to identify what needs to be changed so you don't end up in that kind of situation again. All right. Okay. The next card says work through your fears. This card emphasizes about acknowledging what we are afraid of and having the ability to move past them. Maybe you have fears that you won't meet anybody better or no other type of person besides a karmic type will consider you as a romantic option or for long term. For those of you who have difficulty choosing healthy romantic partners, there's a 12-step fellowship. It's called Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. It's for people who have a pattern of choosing destructive romantic partners or can't stay away from toxic romantic connections. It also helps with toxic friendships and family connections as well. It helps heal what is called love addiction, which love addiction is not about love at all. It's about dependency on the wrong type of people. Sorry, I have a little bit of a sore throat. Okay, so fire, passion. Here we go. Okay, this is fire, passion. Here we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so I have to read this from the book. Okay, the Witch's Wisdom section. It says your sparkle has waned and something is missing. Whether it is your lust for life, belief in yourself, motivation, the element of fire is waiting to spice things up. Witches have a profound affinity with this element, for they recognize the power of a flame through spell work and connection with the ancestors. The magic of fire invokes lust, passion, attraction, and love. You are being encouraged to cast aside your fear of the flame and bring warmth into your inner world. Fire waits to be acknowledged and worked with by you. Invite fire into your life and allow the strength of its energy to purify and cleanse any doubts and worries that have clouded your view. Fire will fuel you to be able to walk in your true light with full might, vitality, and vigor as you reclaim your power. Okay, which is foresight. Work with the element of fire to eliminate negative thoughts and behaviors. Imagine etheric flames raging and consuming any darkness that lies within. Your fear of fire stems from a past life. Your renewed passion invokes the love you have been waiting for. Yeah, another thing that came to mind as I was reading this is candles. Like, I'm not a big candle person, but I know, like, if people are interested, again, this is just an idea. You don't have to do it. There's different, like, color candles that supposedly invoke, like, love, whatever, luck, the energy of money. I mean, you could try it. I don't really use a lot of candles. Sometimes I just like them because I like the smell. Also, that's considered aromatherapy. Like, it changes the energy in a room, or it makes your mood better just because it smells good. Okay, and also this card before it said work through your fears. Okay, yeah, and maybe Scorpio is significant. And half of the moon is there too. So, yeah, it says new moon in Scorpio. So, yeah, maybe you need to work through your fears around, like, people, or you feel like you're not good enough for a better class of people. That could be relevant. I used to feel that way. I don't now, but... Okay, the bottom section says fire revealed. Since time began, the sun, the spark of life, has ignited our inner fire and passion. Fire deities such as Belenos and Brigid or Brihid have imbued our courage and empowered us to focus on the energy of fire. The theme or sword represents the fire element. Lighting a candle is the physical representation of fire and can be seen through the veil. All right, I'm not going to explain like every card in every section, but whatever that means for the viewer. Like, basically they're saying the element of fire means like passion, love, lust, attraction. It could just be passion. It doesn't always have to be sex. It could be like passion for a new business, a new project, a new endeavor, whatever it is. I don't know. Like starting a charity, okay? All right, the next card... Oh, okay, that's what it was. The cards were a little bit out of order. Okay, so broomstick clearance. Here's the next card. Okay, I'm just going to put this over here. All right. Okay, broomstick clearance. Okay, the Witch's Wisdom section. You are in urgent need to create space for the energies you are calling upon in order for them to take their rightful place. You wonder why your spell work has dimmed, why all you have asked for has not yet been made manifest. The answer is that the stench of clutter surrounds you. It's time for a clearing, for magic needs space in order to be birthed. So get rid of all that you no longer need and is not aligned with who you are today. Clean up, sort out the trash, donate to charity, rearrange furniture, create some sacred space so you can work, feel at peace, and are connected. This also means clean out clutter with people. Like, if you have people around you who are a bad influence, or encouraging you to do things that aren't good for you, or stay in addictions, or do criminal activity, or whatever it is, things that are going to get you in trouble and make your life harder, you need to cut those people out. I'm just saying. Or even just people, not even, it could just be people trying to sabotage you, undermine you. Like, you know who's for you and who's not. Even if you don't tell them, you know who it is, okay? It's people who try to keep you from doing what's good for you. All right, call upon your trusted friend Broomstick to make wither shines as it sweeps away the unnecessary contents of your mind, removing the constant internal chatter that has prevented you from hearing the voice of spirit clarity. Out with the old and in with the new, okay? Out with the old, the karmic, all right, and in with the new, whatever that means for you. Okay, I close the book. I'm not going to read the rest of it. But you see how the cards are starting to connect. They're starting to repeat the message. Face your fears. Maybe you need help for like a love addiction, maybe a sex addiction. I hate to say it. Whatever it is for the viewer. Maybe you have love addiction with family members or friends. It's any kind of dependency on people that is destructive to your life and makes things harder for you. So that's what it is. So, and you need to clear out, you know, maybe it's actual clutter or it's just people. Or it could just mean clutter about certain thoughts you have about yourself, negative self-talk, all right? Okay, so the Ancestors card. All right, so what this means is the card that talked about messages that you're not paying attention to. I forget which card it was. But there was a card which said you're getting messages and you're not paying attention to them. You may be getting messages from like deceased loved ones. I know people, well, no, if you're on this channel, you're probably open to some of that stuff. I'll just give you an example. Like, a lot of times in my room, it could be during the day, but it's mostly in the middle of the night. Like I would smell something and it reminded me of my grandmother. And my grandmother loved me. Like she was one of the adults who did like me. And I always felt better going to visit her and being around her. This was my father's mother. And, you know, because my father loved me. So like I always felt good when I went to see her. She was sweet to me. You know, there was no nasty behavior. So when I smell whatever that smell is, that reminds me of her, like it comforts me, you know? Things like that. Or like sometimes I would smell cigarette smoke in my room, and my father used to smoke a lot. So that reminds me of him, things like that. So if you think like, you know, I don't know, if some of you are like actually clairvoyant or psychic, you might get messages from deceased loved ones. But even if like you're not, some people, you know, a lot of people believe in these things. Like you might get a feeling or sense that like a, you know, a deceased person is around, you know, it's to comfort you. It's not to scare you. Okay. Last card is distant future. So I feel like distant future, you see how like, as it goes on, I'll try to hold this up. It becomes like, see it here. Let me just, I want to really get this. Okay. You see how it's like brown over here. It's dry. There's nothing growing. Okay. And then as it goes, it's becoming greener, greener, more lush. There's mountains. The mountains are covered. There's the beautiful sun, the birds. So what they're saying is if you keep going on this road of self-reflection, and it's not about beating on ourselves. It's not about saying, oh, I'm so screwed up. I'm such a piece of dirt, blah, blah, blah. That's not what it's about. It's about just look honestly at your part. Is it low self-esteem? Is it what you grew up with or what you used to? You know, sometimes we need to look at our partner too. Like if you bring in chaotic people, you still brought them in. You still allowed them in. Okay, and I'm not criticizing anybody. I've done it myself. Like what people are you letting in? What situations are you letting in? Like maybe you're trying to get a quick fix with money or whatever, sex, whatever. But you got to think, like, what's the consequences of that going to be? And then if you get into a habit of doing that, like I found like especially with money, I had issues with money for a while. If I get into a habit of like saving, working, which is like monotonous and boring, it can feel that way, but that's like the slow, honest way of moving towards my goals. I used to steal. I stole when I was younger. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want a cop coming to my house. But the point is, if I learn to just slowly work towards my goals, even if it feels monotonous, I start to get there though. And then I don't have to worry about crime or being associated with the wrong people. And people who are honest, this is how they do it. You know, I'm just saying it may not be as exciting or, you know, those get rich quick schemes, but you don't end up in any trouble and you end up with stuff at the end. Okay, so this is the reading moving forward from challenges. So I think needless to say, the challenge was getting involved with the karmic lover, gang affiliated, You see how this person brought all this garbage, the witch, even if it's not a witch's, like a witch's coven, it could just be a group of people who are working against you. That's the bottom line. So the challenge is learning to pick better people and also listening to whatever guidance you feel you're getting, intuitive nudges. And if you're getting any, messages you feel are coming intuitively, pay attention to that and work through your fears. So that's what I think the challenge is moving forward. Water signs, I've had to do this myself, so I'm not preaching from the choir. All right, so have a great month. We'll do a little shamrock action, because I know you guys like the shamrocks. And for those people celebrating St. Patrick's, enjoy. Have a drink on me. Well, have a drink for me, actually. Okay. All right. See you on next reading. Thanks for being here.